Good morning. I'm saying good morning because it's morning time. In USA, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to Ugandans. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm saying specifically to Ugandans because I'm a Ugandan. James William Mugeni is my name. That name is now a familiar name to most of you. I'm a medical clinic officer by profession and a certified public manager currently living in the United States of America. Yes, I am back here to do a video trying to talk about the road carnage in Uganda, what we call RTA, road traffic accidents in Uganda. Yes, Ugandans you'll agree with me that for the period of COVID-19 to date, the roads have claimed more people than COVID-19. For the period of Ebola, that started in Masindi, the roads have claimed more people than Ebola. Yesterday, I'm seeing people sharing horrible statistics from the roads just within the Christmas period. And as a driver, yes, I'm a driver. I was a driver both in Uganda and I'm a driver in the United States. Are we just going to share these statistics and continue talking about road traffic accidents that we don't have solutions? Well, when I look at the road network of the United States, of course, I can't compare it with that of Uganda. The road networks of the United States where I cannot drive, I personally have failed to drive on them. I have only, for example, driven on them when I was being tested for driving. And that time I had a co-driver, a person teaching me how to drive at the same time when I was being tested by those who offered me the driver's license. Now, there's a few things that are observable that as a driver in Uganda, or as a driver then in Uganda, that I know. One, falsifying the driving permit in Uganda is done. I remember you simply pay money and you obtain a driver's license. You get a driver's license without being tested, without being taken to the road to know whether you know the car, and without them even testing you whether you know the car. That is done in Uganda. And maybe the conditions of the car. Yes, in Uganda we get most of our cars are second-hand cars, but it doesn't matter whether it's a second-hand car. Somebody who causes an accident can be in a second-hand car killing a person in a factory car. So there are issues that we might need to do from first principle. Who has a driver's license in Uganda? These are statistics that Ministry of Transport and whatever, and traffic police should be knowing. Who has the driver's license in Uganda? You know, sometimes Uganda will play around with the statistics, and yet the people who know statistics rule the world. When the Ministry of Health came out and said there are 14 million Ugandans with mental illness, a quick question that one would like to ask, if you're from Ministry of Health, connecting dots, I'm a health worker. So if you say 14 million Ugandans have mental challenges, how many of them are on drugs? How many of them can operate machinery? Because we just can't see people dying like that and we're doing nothing. Now the Ugandan police comes up with adverse measures and leaves basics. In the United States, these glasses I'm wearing were recommended to me from Department of Transport. I went for a test, and when they were testing me on the road signs, They have their gadgets, their machines. They realize I couldn't see some road signs, I couldn't see some lights, and they recommended for me to go and see an ophthalmologist. Not until I got a report from an ophthalmologist that my eyes have been corrected, my visual acuity is corrected for driving, did I get a driver's license. The punishing system, if you are given a ticket on the American roads, it affects two things. A policeman will stop you and will ask for a driver's license and asks for your car insurance. As he slaps you a fine using your driving license, the insurance also slaps a fine on you. The police fine can be money paid within 3 months. The insurance fine, you can pay it for 3 years. These are things that control us driving the United States. And the driver's license is a work authorization. When somebody stops you and asks you, where's your identity card? It's the driver's license they want to see. When you go anywhere, they're asking for identity card. It's the driver's license. So we try to keep this driver's license as clean as possible, because any punishment on the driver's license means you out of work. The road conditions, of course, that one is more of the government to think about it, the potholes and what have you. And then the mechanical conditions of cars. I have had my 2 cars recently recalled by the factory. One car required replacing the whole steering system, and it's the factory that knows. Me, I didn't know. In Uganda, we get second-hand cars. Another car required replacing the airbag. And the factory knows, the manufacturer knows that you're driving a car that has a warrant, or the airbag has expired, and they call you and they fix it for you on the factory. So we are getting so many second-hand cars in Uganda. Nobody supervises the cars. The transport system is just poor. And we concentrate so much. I have told Ugandans that if we can stop concentrating on ADF, if we can stop concentrating and wasting a lot of money on the army, on securities that don't matter. Right now, there are more people dying from the roads, more than the ADF has killed, more than Ebola has killed, more than COVID has killed. So when can we think about road safety more seriously? Like I see it here, road safety in the United States is one of the punishable things that you can't joke around with. And what protects us on the roads? Car insurance and the driver's license. Which driver's license in Uganda is corrupted? It's a corrupt system, and so many of these things are now beginning to affect us as Ugandans. You corrupt to get a driver's license, wait for bodies on the road. You get a second-hand car that you have the vehicle inspection just passes it because you bribe them, wait for the accidents on the roads. So for us to correct up so many things in Uganda, it's going to take integrity. It's going to take ethics. The road carnage might be lack of ethics in the public sector. Greetings, Steve. James William Mugeni, a medical clinic officer by profession and a Ugandan living in the United States. Happy New Year.